The last light of Earth was a dim ember behind the freighter Marauder Dawn, receding like a memory that didn't want to be remembered. Captain Anya Trask sat alone in the command chamber, nursing the burn of synthetic bourbon and her latest bad decision, taking a freelance diplomatic mission to the Lyriax system. Lyriax, a star system on the bleeding edge of navigable space. Unmapped moons, whispering comets, and creatures smarter than they looked, and crueler than they needed to be. The contract was vague. A cultural outreach, mission to establish communication with the sovereign of the planet known to Terran scouts as Kirill, 7. But those who lived there called it Zitwertol, the mother of many skies. The problem? The sovereign wasn't a president, a king, or even a priestess. The sovereign was Queen Valathex, a colossal telepathic alien matriarch known in xenolinguistic circles as the Laughing Mind. Her reputation wasn't exactly what you'd call diplomatic friendly. She was rumored to dissolve dignitaries for amusement, had once frozen a UN ambassador mid-sentence, and more than once made entire research teams simply vanish. And now Anya Trask was heading there. Because she'd needed the credits. Because the UDF wanted a volunteer. Because, just maybe, she was tired of living like she had nothing left to lose. Part 1. Welcome to Zol. The descent into Artel's atmosphere was like falling through liquid glass. The sky rippled in unnatural hues, blues and golds bent through clouds like liquid plasma. The terrain looked as if it had been painted with a brush soaked in stardust. Luminescent forests, shifting meadows, rivers that pulsed like veins. They were greeted not with weapons or soldiers but with music. Thousands of humming vibrations, like a living choir echoing through the planet's trees. It wasn't a song. It was language. And it spoke directly into Anya's thoughts. Curious. Terran. Why? The voice was enormous, feminine, amused. It rolled into her mind with an almost tactile sensation. I am Anya Trask. I come in peace, with a proposal. A proposal, the voice echoed. Oh, how delicious. Oh, quaint. You would propose to me. From the shadows of the jungle came the queen. She was not humanoid. She had no soft eyes or comforting silhouette. Queen Valathex was massive, her body like a cathedral of glimmering exoskeleton and star-forged tendrils, her 6 eyes glowing like twin suns in eclipse. Her form was layered in biometal and glistening armor that shimmered with fractal patterns. Tentacles curled gently around her as if in slow, languid thought. And she was laughing. Sounded like wind tearing through time. A kaleidoscopic sound that made Anya's teeth vibrate and her heartbeat sync with the rhythm of the queen's voice. Wait, Anya said involuntarily, raising her hands. Was that an offer? The queen tilted her massive, elegant head. An offer. You Terrans still believe in bargains. You burn your skies with promises, your flesh with lies. And now you come here to propose. Anya took a breath. Yes, an alliance. Not just diplomatic. Something deeper. Shared future. Mutual protection. Access to our hyperlane tech in exchange for knowledge about your neural lattice systems. We can learn from each other. The queen hovered closer. Her tentacles coiled like dancers. You fascinate me, little Terran. You're not afraid. You should be. Maybe, Anya said. But I don't have time for fear. Not anymore. There was silence for a long moment. Then the queen leaned in. All right, she said. And smiled. If you could call 1,000,000 flickering sensory nodes forming a wave of light a smile. I accept. Part 2. The mind meld. That was when everything changed. Instead of returning to Marauder Dawn and reporting success, Anya found herself housed in a spire that rose above the canopy of the living forest. a tower of grown crystal, shaped by sound and thought. The queen's attendants, beings of shifting form and curious minds, escorted her like honored royalty and warned her only once. Do not think unkindly. She can hear. The queen did not speak with her mouth. She projected thought, emotion, intention, even vision. The process of sharing ideas was called the koleth, the folding of minds. Each night, the queen invited Anya to a mental communion. And with each night, Anya learned how the Zitratol used stars as memory banks, how the queen had survived the extinction wave that had devoured half the Andromedan branch, how every tree, stone, and beast on this planet was part of her. Anya saw ancient wars fought in neural dreams, where thought was weapon and empathy was armor. She experienced emotions as colors, timelines as music, and grief as a taste that lingered like cold iron. But something else was happening. The queen was not only learning about Anya, she was adapting. You fear loss, the queen murmured one evening. Not death, not pain, but loss. The absence of connection. Anya blinked. Isn't that the same for you? Once, the queen admitted. Long ago, before I was queen. When I was many. Before the merge. Part 3, Earth's offer. 3 weeks passed. Earth sent a delegation. Not scientists or philosophers. Politicians in glassy suits, armed with pre-written treaties and too many conditions. Anya watched as they stood before the queen, offering stock options and colonial agreements. The queen didn't speak. She didn't need to. She simply withdrew her light, and the sky above the delegation fractured into 1,000 mirrored versions of their own faces, reflecting every lie they'd spoken before. They ran. One of them screamed. Later that night, the queen met with Anya. You are not like them. I'm not better, Anya said. I'm just tired of pretending I'm not broken. The queen's eyes shimmered. Then let us break together. And build something new. That was the night the queen offered her own deal. Shared mindspace. True merge. Anya would become an ambassador not just in name but in thought, essence, being. She would be granted a neural fragment of the queen's self. In turn, the queen would understand Terrans. Not through documents but through Anya. But it will change you, the queen said. You will not be what you were. Good, Anya whispered. I've had enough of being what I was. Part 4, The Merge. Began with light. Tendrils of bioelectric thought wrapped around Anya, forming a cocoon of pure data and memory. Time dilated. Language became soundless. She fell into the queen's thoughts and saw a childhood beneath 1,000 moons. A rebellion in the hive that tore sister from sister. The sorrow of eternity. Immortality with no equals, no rivals, no true companionship. And then she showed her father's old harmonica and the sound of wind on Earth's red deserts. Her first starship. The night she lost her crew to a mining accident she couldn't prevent. They cried together, in emotion, not in tears. And when Anya awoke, her eyes glowed faintly violet. The queen spoke through her mouth once, and the stars listened. Part 5. The War That Almost Was. Months passed. The Zitratol and Terrans began exchanging tech, data, even art. But the Martian Consortium, Earth's most powerful corporate bloc, saw the new alliance as a threat. They launched a weapon into Zitratol orbit, a nanoplasmic disassembler designed to atomize planetary biospheres. The queen knew. She showed Anya the warship, cloaked in ionized silence. They would unmake me. Then unmake them first, Anya said coldly. But the queen paused.